So let's talk a little bit about the anatomy of a web page, specifically HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You won't go wrong by thinking of HTML as sort of the skeleton of the page, CSS as the clothing and skin, and JavaScript as the language and script to make that skeleton dance. And there's a lot of good references on the web about these topics. In addition to the links over here, it's worth also going to the Mozilla Developer Network site, or the MDN site. That's got fairly polished content in addition to the webplatform.org content. And let's start with HTML here. So basically, you can think of HTML as a finite set of elements that specify the structure of a page, and each of these elements is attributes. So these links work. I'll show another link over here. Basically, this is the MDN website. It's developer.mozilla.org. You can also just Google MDN and then your tag, and you'll find stuff. And they've significantly improved this and maintained this since a while back when there weren't other good sites on the web for this kind of content. In particular, they've got a good HTML element reference over here, and you can see all of the kinds of things, from an anchor tag, abbreviation, address, and so on and so forth. And the ones that have a 5 next to them are relatively new elements that were introduced in the HTML5 revision of HTML. When you click on each of these, let's say image, you will see various attributes that this element can be invoked with. So the most important being source, and then there's others as well. And this is the syntax. Here's the element name, here is the attribute and the value of that attribute, and here's another attribute, another value, and then here's the closing of that element. And so really, if you think about HTML as a library of these 112 odd elements, along with associated sort of keyword arguments, aka attributes, for each of these, you won't be far off. And really, understanding HTML just means making web pages that include these elements. That's a good way to think about HTML. It's just the skeletal components, the shin bones and knee bones and so on, that you can use to put together a page.